Hey, everybody, welcome back to Two Sides, One Love. I'm Melissa,
And I'm Cecile.
and we're your favorite mother daughter duo. In this podcast, we're bridging the gap with laughter and love. Welcome back to another episode, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed our last one.
Mm-hmm.
We're so excited to be back in the regular swing of things, regularly scheduled programming. I will say one announcement. I have changed the drop days to Wednesdays instead of Mondays. So be on the lookout for that. Um, That's probably that's the only change. So just keep that in mind. But so let's jump right into it
Yes,
with
yes,
our
yes.
weekly update.
It is hot as Hades in Atlanta. Um, just coming from the gym. Got to do it indoors. Looking a little rough, but hey, this is real life. And I know that you have been in the gym, in the streets, all of
hmm
it. So proud of you.
hmm So yeah, so we're on day 5 of 75 hard. Um, Honestly, it really hasn't been that bad. I thought I would
It's your brain. You have to
adjust.
think you've wrapped your brain around it.
Maybe that's
And
it.
that's the key.
I think
Training for it.
I've adjust pretty well to it. I think. Um, I just came from the gym not too long ago. I got ready. I'm going out tonight, which is why I'm so made up. I wouldn't be this made up.
Not that made up, but okay.
Of like hair pieces,
More
makeup,
than normal
like
version.
one shoulders, all the like. This is good.
I
Like
mean,
no.
that's my regular at home wear, but okay.
Anyway,
She's from the bonnet generation, so
I've
I
never
guess she
I've
is
never been
dressed
on
up.
camera with a bonnet.
No, but
I'm saying this regularly. It would be no ponytail. But I'm going out after, so
mm,
I'm ready for the evening.
she's dressed for the evening.
Yes.
That's my mom.
But yeah, so I've been doing the 2 workouts a day, been walking in my complex. It has been hot, but it's been good for real. I also forgot to mention the last podcast that I got an Aura ring.
Yeah,
For those that don't know, it's kind of just like a health track thing. It's similar to an Apple Watch, but like a ring, but it's also more health, like gives you more things
I
than
think it
an
gives you
Apple Watch.
more. Yeah,
Um, so yeah, I got that. I like it. Um, it's very precise, I've liked it.
hmm
So just very much on the journey. I like the book that I'm reading, um,
Atomic.
Atomic Habits.
uh I
So
started.
yeah, which is just basically about every small change to make big progress, essentially.
Intentional small
So
changes for
basically,
long term progress.
like in life, every little thing creates a big thing. So um, I've been enjoying that. The water actually hasn't been like terrible. Um, yeah, it's actually been going pretty good.
Yep.
I'm tired, but going pretty good.
Yeah, you're tired before when you don't doing
Yeah.
nothing. So hey, at least you're working towards something now
So
that's for your it helps your brain too.
yeah,
It puts you just in a better headspace. You feel a little accomplished even when you're tired. So yeah, it really is just a great zone out for me.
tomorrow morning I'm doing a jazzercise
Ooh.
class. I assume it's just kind of like Zumba,
Yeah, it
but
kind of is. But
I'm
it's
doing
interesting.
that tomorrow morning. So that'll be my first workout,
That's a little
and
different to
then
your usual. Yeah.
hmm even today I feel like I look like a crazy person. So after I got off the phone with you, walking in the complex,
hmm
it really did get hot
Oh,
as
oh my
hell.
God.
So I was like, what can I do? So then I started walking here in the alleyway of my apartment, which is shaded,
Shaded.
obviously. So I walked up the stairs, came around, did that like a couple times, and I was just
And
like,
stairs adds a whole other
but then I was
dynamic.
like, I don't really feel like doing that. So then I went out here to my little patio here,
hmm
and I was just kind of walking in circles. I feel like I looked insane to anybody that saw me, that walked by, that saw me. I feel like I looked like an insane
That's
person.
okay.
I mean,
Or
obviously, 'cause I'm
sometimes if
not
you jump from
insane.
side to side.
Oh yeah, I was just like
Yeah,
literally
jump
doing
from side
stuff.
to side too
Um,
is very good, they say.
and just like kind of like dancing. I feel like I looked insane.
You doing you, boo.
Um, I'm just saying to the untrained, I would think I looked insane if I didn't. So I feel like I looked so crazy, but I was able to like just lean the phone up
Yeah, and
because I
drum up
wasn't
the
walking,
minutes.
and
Yeah.
because it has like the little ledge, and I was just finishing out the 45 minutes out there. So yeah, so I literally was just like dancing, walking around this out there for like 20 minutes on in the patio, and I feel like I
You
looked
didn't get
so
dizzy?
crazy. at first, so that's why I had to
Oh
start,
my
like,
god.
dancing, kinda going
You have to
side
go
to
side to
side,
side,
cause
yeah.
going in circles, yes, I
You just
started to
skip
get
from side to side
yes, that's
because
what I
it's
started
easier
doing.
than going.
The circles, yes, made me feel like I
Yeah,
was getting dizzy,
yeah.
so I started doing other stuff, like dancing, and that
Side to
made it better.
side. It's like a little
Um,
skip drum side to side
yeah,
with the
so
hands up
I was
and
just trying to
down.
keep the movement going for the rest of the 45
Mhm. It
minutes.
works.
So, yeah, cause it was hot. I even got my umbrella out of my car to see if that would help, like, the
Oh
shade.
my
Oh, I
god.
used to do that in high school or, like, middle school before I got a
You got
car.
your parasolas.
Yeah, before I got a car and I took the bus and we had to wait out there to get picked up. Oh, baby.
Of course we know
I
you had
started I started taking
umbrella,
umbrellas.
umbrella,
I
umbrella.
started taking umbrella
Hey,
because
hey.
what are we doing? Yeah,
Mm,
no, it was hot. So, but that even wasn't helping. So I was just like, yeah. No. But it has been good. I done found new snacks. My meals have just really been the same. I use also obviously none of this is sponsored, but I use Cook Unity for my like meals for dinner
prepared meal.
because I'm not finna be cooking. I can't cook, but I'm not about to do that. So I needed something because if I don't have something, I know I'm not gonna cook. So now I'll just order, and that's just
Yeah,
pointless.
defeat the purpose.
So
It's called Cook Unity.
yeah.
Ah, I haven't heard of that one.
So if you heard of Factor, same type of
Mhm,
thing. It's a meal prep company. I've tried Factor. I prefer Cook Unity. Factor is fine though. Like
mhm.
it's fine. I just prefer Cook Unity a little better. I think their food is just made a little better.
Mm,
And I like their selection of meals. So yeah, I would suggest them if you would like a meal prep company.
check them out.
Nothing's the cheapest, but it's a convenience thing. It ain't really a
Mhm. And it helps
need.
with your consistency
Yeah.
in the project.
So yeah, it's been good. Very scheduled. I have my lunch, dinner, my breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks in between. So, and I log all of it into the Aura app.
All your
Um,
food?
hmm
Mm,
and then I literally only have like the sugar free. I have juice, but I have like sugar free juice or
mhm.
prebiotic sodas or stuff like
Right.
that. Which is like poppies or there's this brand called Slice. All that
Mhm.
very low sugar drinks. Uh, excuse me. I only do that with my meals because I don't really like water with my meals, truthfully.
Yeah, we know.
So, well, they don't know that, mommy. You know that. I don't. I don't like water with my
But if you're
meals.
drinking a gallon all day, yeah, you want something
Yeah.
to spice up the
So
situation.
I just really use it for the meals only, and then the rest of the day is water. So
Mhm.
that's what I've been doing. Minute Maid has a very good sugar-free fruit punch.
They
Shout out to
do.
them. So I've
And
been
the
drinking that.
pineapple, they have a
Yeah,
pineapple juice. It's
it's
really,
good.
really good too.
So I've been doing that. So that's been going. It's not, but we're on week one, so
Yeah, just
just
need
taking
2, 3,
it
4, and we
literally a
keep it
day at a
moving.
time.
Yeah.
But I've been liking it so far. I need to just nail down a schedule for the exercising, especially with school starting back soon.
Mhm.
So, because I've been doing a lot of evening workouts and walks, which is fine now. But then when school starts, I have schoolwork. More than likely, I'm
Yeah.
using evenings for that. So I
Mhm.
have to get my ass up in the morning and go at
Yeah.
5 a.m. and stuff to like
Mhm.
do stuff. So that's
Especially
really
on those days,
that's like the biggest tweak I
challenge.
would
Yeah,
make
that you
for
have to
that.
make.
Yeah. So that's my update on that. But you're
Yeah.
doing 75 what, medium?
I'm doing 75 medium, which is just one day without exercise because this body needs to recover. And watching my eating, um, doing my reading. And, I can't handle the heat sometimes. So I'm not walking outside as much. So if I don't go to the gym or Pilates, I do my YouTube videos, exercise, various different ones. And that's what I do in front of the TV in the air conditioning. So,
Yeah. If I really get into this groove, I might just buy the walking pad.
hmm
I talked to you about that one time and buying it.
yes.
Um,
And I was going to get it for you. You told
hmm
me not to.
I had to get something else I needed at the time.
hmm
I think I might get that
hmm
because it really did be hot, or it's gonna be cold, or it's gonna be
It's going to be
raining, or whatever
something.
the case may be. So
Yeah.
if just even in
And
like
even if
just
you
even in
want to be
general,
outside, you could have put it on the patio,
yeah, and just yeah, and
right?
just
And
walk
just walk
literally.
there,
So
and then when you get your phone stand, then you
mhm.
can walk.
Right, because the walking pads don't have no nothing. It's
Right,
just
right. Well, you can get some that they have
they
a
just have the handlebar, but they don't have
a
nothing for your
handlebar.
phone. I get something to
Some
clip
of
to
them
it,
do that you can, yeah, but
but
you'll
in
be able
general, it's
to.
not like a terminal that has the whole thing that you can
Some of
put
them
your
have
phone
the
on.
handlebar that you can detach or attach,
Yeah.
so you could put the apparatus on there
Yeah.
with the phone
But there's no
and
nothing like a like treadmills have
no,
a thing
have a
for it,
stand
but
for your
yeah.
phone. Yeah,
But yeah. So I might
I
look
think it would be
into
worth it
it,
because you
yeah.
can move it there. You can have it outside, you can have it inside. You
Yeah.
can have it
And
while you're
also,
working.
I'm afraid of dogs. So that sometimes be cramping my style with the walk
People
because
walking their dogs
there's
in
a
the evening,
million people
especially
million people and they damn
even though they
dogs.
have their dogs, which is safe. But
This
fair is
wasn't
fair.
this wasn't this time, but a time ago I was walking and I walked by the lady with her two dogs and that dog sure as shit lunged at me.
Yeah.
No thank you.
Well, I always expect them to lunge because they're animals. So I'm always a little
Number one didn't love it. And the thing is, we weren't necessarily even that close.
close.
Cause you know me, I don't
You
even
would
run.
not be close.
I don't even
I
be
know you wouldn't
running
be that
that.
close to that dog.
I
So.
don't even be. I don't went. Oh, like so. Yeah. No, thank you. Mm-mm. I just don't be trusting people and they dogs and all that. I will say most people are respectful of like if they see you, they definitely try to make sure they
Especially
either
if you're not looking at the dog like,
like
ooh, I love you.
people definitely try to make sure like they have a tight, hold and put the dog closer to them if they see you walk. Like they do, like people will do all those kinds of things. I just kind of wait for people to pass, or I just switch side. I don't fuck with it.
She don't
So
take no
sometimes it
chances
could just
with
be it could
animals.
just be a lot. There was even that same time. This one I took my ass inside. There was so after that then this other girl, her dog was off the leash. He had run away, got out, whatever. She over here trying to chase the dog, but then you can't chase dogs because they think it's a game. So she's trying to walk fast to get the dog. Now the dog just ran.
And
I
where
said
where you be?
I was on the other side, and then once I saw it go far enough, I just took my behind inside my apartment because I said clearly this is over, and I'm not doing this. So yeah, no. So sometimes it can cramp my style or maybe cut things short because I'm like, oh, there's too much. Like there's just too much going on for me.
The walking pad will
So
definitely
yeah,
provide a controlled
controlled
format
environment. Yeah.
because you can work while you're doing it. You can multitask, and if there's inclement weather,
Yeah.
you control that too. So I think it's a great alternative.
So I think I might, yeah, because the dog, it'd be a lot sometimes. I try
Yeah,
to go where it's not heavy dog
foot
walk
traffic,
time
heavy dog walking time, like in the evenings.
or mornings when they got to
Mm.
let them out to walk and pee and poop and all that. I try to, and I will say for the most part during I try to use my lunch break. I work from home to do it, and that's been fine. Um, yeah, the dogs. I remember one time I counted like 8 dogs one time. I said, "This is a lot for Elmo." So,
Everybody got a dog.
a lot of them have two.
I know,
Most
big
people,
dogs
most
too.
most people walking a dog have two.
Uh-uh.
At least in my complex, they have two.
I know something wrong with me, but in all, honey, telling you, it's crazy. Mm.
But yeah, that's the update. Hopefully, if you're inspired, join with us, me. If put in the comments. Let's
We're
do
doing
this
a
thing.
thing.
Um. So next we're gonna we're gonna do our segment current state, which is anything legal, political, that nature
Hmm.
of
In the
things in the
news.
news. Um so today actually, Friday, the case with Luigi Magione,
Hmm.
there was an update where he pled guilty basically to killing the CEO of United
Was it
Healthcare.
killing or
No, it
stalking?
was the stalking, but essentially he admitted that he killed that man and he had stalked him and he had
Well, I think it
planned
was
it.
pretty clear. It was on
And then,
camera.
well, that he had planned it in this, like it
Hmm.
wasn't just
It was
happenstance. Yes, it
premeditated,
was
so to speak.
premeditated. Yeah, he pled guilty, which I think most people were shocked by because it also wasn't a plea deal. Like
It
they
wasn't.
just went to the prosecution. He pled guilty.
But I'm sure there's some underlying deal, though, for him to do that. I'm thinking.
From what I looked up as much information as I could before
Hmm.
this. It just was like they had already taken the death penalty off,
Okay.
so
So
there
they took the
wasn't
death
it.
penalty off
No,
the
but that
table.
wasn't the deal. That wasn't a part of the deal. I'm saying that
Hmm.
was already established. So the deal wasn't like no death penalty. It wasn't that. Um, some people said that they may be trying to circumvent New York doing their case
Yes.
against him. Um, because he has a federal case and then there's the state of New York
There is some
case.
strategy, believe me,
Um,
to him feeling
I-
guilty, I
the
think.
thing is, there's a strategy, but like he's still gotta go to jail. Like he's going to jail. Like the
He's
stalking
going to
thing
jail
makes it that's
anyway.
it's still a
Yeah.
lifetime. Like he's going to jail for life. So it ain't really like it's taking a lesser charge here is not the look, no, he's going to jail for life anyway, so it's just
His
kind of
sentence is in December, isn't it?
yes.
Mm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes, these cases and, regardless of who you are, it wears you down. And, as bad as it is, he's probably wrapped his mind around the fact that he is going to be in jail for the majority of the remainder of his
There was
life.
a
And you just get tired. You get tired. It wears you down. So
I d I don't know. I was surprised. I
have
thought
to
he would
understand,
I thought he was gonna go to trial. I thought it was cause also why I thought they were gonna go to trial is because low key the streets was on his side.
Oh yeah, big time. Big time.
So I thought
They're going to take their chances
yes.
with the jury.
And obviously killing people is not the
Mm-mm.
correct thing to do.
It's not.
But so many
Absolutely not.
people here have beef with the healthcare system in
Oh yeah.
general. So a lot of people were like, the whole saying of like, I don't agree, but I understand type of
Yeah. That's
mentality
definitely the scenario here.
of like these big corporations just overcharging for health thing.
Especially
We already
what?
like,
There are 9 people telling people that if their
yes,
surgery
you
goes
can't get
longer
yeah,
than
this.
whatever hours.
Then you gotta pay this, pay
Right.
that, and, like, we both have jobs where we get insurance through our company. Even then, everything ain't
It's
covered when we
different.
go.
Yeah.
So, it's
It's
still just
certainly
like
not what
so
it
we
used to
pay
be.
so we pay out of our checks for our premiums or whatever
Mhm.
for it, but then when we still go, we still have co-pays. If we have a surgery, we still have a certain amount to pay,
They're getting crazy.
and
We're
we're
telling
fortunate to be able to
Yeah.
afford it most of the time, but still sometimes people can't even afford that, and it is
And
different
we're
it's so many
fortunate
different
that we didn't
plans, so many
have a
different things.
debilitating illness
Yes, to where
that
it's not covered
requires
and this and
that
all that.
level
Or
of,
there's only so many things they'll cover. Like they may cover you may need 3 visits, they only cover 2, so you gotta
2.
come but like so there's just a lot of things and they try to find their loopholes and they're not really
Mhm.
trying to work with you. So there's a big thing in general
In
with the
general,
healthcare
is
system here. So
and ironically, after that murder, a lot of the major health insurers, they dialed back a lot of the new rules, like if you're doing a particular surgery, it can only be 4 hours because we're only paying for 4 hours worth
mhm,
of anesthesia. So if something is going on and this surgery now lasts 6, you're now responsible while you're under anesthesia, mark you,
for
for
the
the
extra
additional 2 hours. That kind of madness
yeah.
was dialed back. And you can
Yeah.
totally understand, especially somebody who is having a painful illness, and apparently he did
Or just like chronic anybody
chronic
having chronic
illness,
things that require just a
that you're
lot
driven to
of
that,
um
you know?
like me, I've never really had any chronic I just go for regular things. I've only literally had
Praise God.
one yes, I've
Yeah,
only literally had one surgery
yeah.
ever in my life, and even that surgery was like an
It was a minor surgery,
hour
so to
and
speak.
yes, it was like an hour and
Mhm.
maybe an hour and 30, like,
Yeah.
it was a very short mind you, that hour and 30, like, when I paid the
Mm,
bill, the insurance covered literally majority of it, but the bill without insurance was like
that's
$25,000, and that was
crazy.
just an hour surgery,
That's
and
crazy.
thankfully,
It was outpatient,
our
yeah.
insurance did cover it, and I only paid like $100 as a copay, so it was fine. But in terms of like just an hour surgery was
Mhm,
$25,000. So if you can imagine anything that's over that, the more meds, more of this, the people's times, the scrub nurse, this
mhm,
surgeon, that I mean that is what you're paying for to a degree. I'm sure there's things tacked on, but in general, you are paying for the people's time, the medications, all the supplies, all the
mhm,
things. Um, it's just healthcare things in general are just always a lot. I mean, even if you look at other countries where it's free, a lot of people still go to private doctors because of wait
the
times.
wait times. That's the biggest problem when it's
If
free, the
you
wait
have an
times.
illness and you can't get an appointment until 3 to 6 months, you could be dead by the time
Yeah.
if you wait that
Or if
long.
you're in severe
So
pain,
a lot of
yeah.
times people still have to come up with money to go see
Mhm,
private physicians, even in places that do have free healthcare.
mhm.
So no system is ever perfect. So
None,
it's just
none,
trying to
none. We just happen to have one of the
figure it
most
out.
imperfect systems in the world, in the industrialized world.
It ain't really imperfect. We're just capitalist driven. If we wanted to be socialist driven, it'd be fine. We're just capitalist driven. We are money driven country. That's it. We're money. So whatever makes money is what we do.
At the expense of every damn thing else.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah. Not maybe. Definitely.
But we have the ability to do anything well. Hence capitalism. We want to do capitalism well, we do it well. It's just you like
I don't know. Well, is objective right now.
in terms of if you want to have a capitalist society, which our government does, they do it well. That's what if their goal is that they do it well. These companies do it well. They're making their money.
There's too many people out here though who have,
Obviously.
been with insurance
Yes.
who end up losing their homes
Yeah. Well, because
because of a chronic
well, in general,
illness.
all insurances are not created equal.
No, they're
Let's
not.
say
They're not.
so. That's number one.
But man, it's worse than ever. I mean, it trust me, it was not like this 25 years ago.
I mean, a lot of things weren't like anything
You know,
25 years ago. I mean,
but
that's
there's more
like
money. There's more of everything else. Better. Just knowledge of putting things in place, streamlining them better. But it's greed,
I was about to say, it has
and I
nothing to do
think
with knowledge. If they wanted to be a socialist country, we
greed
would do it
has
well.
just.
They
But
just
you
don't
don't
care
have to be
to.
socialist though, not to be this greedy.
No, what I'm just saying though, if we were a country socialist in terms of putting people first over money, that's what I mean by that. We would do it well if we wanted to do that, which they just don't
I
want to.
guess they don't.
That's it. It
They
ain't about nothing.
absolutely don't.
They just don't want to.
It's the have and the have nots. And if you are close to having it not, you're just shit out of luck.
Yes.
And it's just ugly to watch, you know. I see veterans. Why would in heaven's
But that's
name
always been an issue. I
would a
mean,
veteran have a problem
that's
getting
been
health
but
care?
that's been an issue even 30, 40, 50 years. That's
That is
been an
not
issue.
capitalism. That is egregious.
That's the no, but that's been an issue here. That's not even recent times. That has been an issue with veterans.
It's just gotten worse though.
Like
It's gotten worse. There's
plenty
no
like
two ways about it.
that's been a problem.
Mhm.
So that's
But I digress. Moving
not even
on.
just the healthcare. I mean, just the whole thing with veterans is a little
Yeah,
different.
it's a
But
disgrace.
yeah, but you know.
Mm.
So next we have our pop culture segment, the group chats, which is everything you would send your group chat and be like, "What would y'all do? What is this? What y'all think about this?"
Mhm.
And that's basically what this is, and we give our opinion. So what has been in the news actually recently, or not the news, but on like socials recently
In the
was
socials.
there was on the Breakfast Club, they were talking about men washing their butts.
They don't.
To come to find out, a lot of them don't, or they don't do it properly. So
Thank God I never knew any of those men, Jesus.
DJ Envy on the Breakfast
Mhm.
Club, he volunteered the information that he did not know how to wash his ass properly until his wife like had to show him or did it for him, and then he
How
realized he was doing
technical
it
is it to
wrong.
wash your ass?
I think a lot of them just do the cheeks; they don't go inside.
You don't go inside?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
but it spawned a bigger conversation with a lot of women saying men's hygiene is
Like, who
bad.
raised you? As TJ Kirkland, the comedian, said, who
Well,
raised you?
as we know, you can be raised correctly and people still do what they do.
As we know.
So because people make choices, or I do think sometimes people, for whatever, I also do think in general, I don't think people focus as much on men's hygiene as they do women's hygiene, and I think people focus more on women's hygiene because we get periods.
I focus on all hygiene, as
I'm
you
not saying
know.
you don't, but I do think there is something to that where they're not
Oh yeah,
focusing as much
they're
on boys'
definitely
hygiene
focused on
versus
women.
girls'
Yeah,
hygiene, and like,
definitely.
or just even in general, like if a man thinks it's like, oh, he's a man, like he's been working
Always
versus it.
been working
But if a
hard.
girl's thing, it's like, so
Oh,
people
what's
very
wrong? Yeah.
focus much on girls' hygiene and not boys' hygiene, especially if we even get periods. So I think they're really super
So
focused on
you
that.
just wash the cheeks of your ass. The
The thing
cheeks
is,
don't matter. It's what's inside
but the
matter.
thing is, I think it's a lot. I think it's a lot of
Oh
men.
Lord.
Or if it's
Whew.
not that, it's some I do think men have a bit more of a questionable hygiene routine.
Ah.
But honestly,
Yeah,
that
I
makes
mean, yeah, I'm sure they do. I
but that
mean,
makes more sense because I also feel like a lot of men wash with their hands.
ooh,
But that makes more
that's
sense to
true.
me
A lot of
now,
them don't
though.
use rags.
But that makes more sense to me now, though. If you ain't going inside the cheeks, then I guess the hands are fine. Because even
But
that,
something have to go in there to. Ooh, first of all, you need to do double wash the butt. That's how I was taught. You do a full swipe inside first, and then you come back and you do another swipe. And ugh.
On the internet, you find out a lot of people really don't do the same things.
Oh, you do find out a lot of things.
Even women wiping, that has been a thing of, like, how do you wipe, who wipes what way,
From it
this
was
and that.
always from front to back.
See, I do split wiping, but people do different things.
Well, also, I also saw that women with BBLs, a lot of times they can't wipe
Reach.
from the front to back because, it's a lot of ass back there and only so much your hands can go.
I've always felt like that though, which is why I split wipe. It's too much to do. My arm's not that
Mm-mm.
long. And split wiping is I basically, yeah, just do the front one way and I do the back one way. There's no cross contamination at all. There's no cross contamination.
And then you use wet wipes too in addition,
Mhm.
so yeah. Yeah, I'm very particular about that area, and thank God anybody I've been associated with, is very particular too, so TMI,
But
segment.
people do things like they really do things differently. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's
There's
gotta
people
make sense, it's
there's
gotta be
even
hygienic.
there's some people after they poop to wipe, they stand up. They stand fully up and wipe.
How?
Exactly. It
My
makes
ass is too big, needs to
it
be
makes no it doesn't even
yeah.
the thing is it don't even matter if your ass is big. Everybody's ass closes when you stand up. So why would you
Exactly,
do that?
so
But it don't
yeah.
make sense. But
A
plenty of
lot of
people.
men do that.
There's people
A
that
lot of
do
men will
it.
stand up and wipe. They kind of stand up and bend over,
I don't
which to
know.
me
I don't
is
know. The point is
too much movement.
being on the toilet, your ass cheeks already spread. I don't
Right. Why should we close
understand.
it and open it and blah? Okay. Too
But then
much.
there's even a conversation of where some men felt like washing in between their ass make them feel gay.
They're stupid.
Obviously.
Mm.
Y'all masculinity so fragile. My God.
I know.
For people who
You
claim to
get
be so
gay that
masculine.
quick. Woo.
Yeah. For people who claim to be so masculine, it's
Dummies.
so fragile, ain't it?
There was even a time, I think somebody, they actually had a bar of soap just for their ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And they just use that soap
I have a
to,
rag just for
yeah,
that.
yeah. Or a rag with the soap. Or some people just have that bar of soap is the ass soap. And that's the soap that you put in between.
That's
That's as
better
a
than some
double.
things I done heard. So
Like what?
using everything people don't use they use what they use for their face for their ass and ass for their
That's
face.
stupid. That's crazy. Mm. Okay, I digress.
So there's lots to be there's
There's lots of crap out there. No pun intended,
Mm.
or pun intended.
So I have a what would you do? I have two, so tell me which one you would prefer to hear about. One is about guests staying with you, like you're married and you have like a relative come visit,
Hmm.
or one is about wedding planning.
We can do wedding planning.
You pick the other. We might do both. Anyway.
I mean, we can do, yeah.
So the wedding one was what would you do if you got a wedding invite, but it's only for the ceremony? No food, no drinks, no dancing, no fun. Just watch us say I do, then please go home. That's how they interpreted it. But
It depends if that's all that they could accommodate and afford, and I feel special about, you know, either of them or both of them. Yes, I'm gonna attend. I don't have to be fed at every occasion.
I was gonna say it wouldn't bother me
Yeah, it
none.
wouldn't
Like
bother me.
I wouldn't feel offended in any type of way because I know most of the time people are doing that is because boy, these plates ahead cost a lot.
Yeah.
And it's like we cool.
And they want you to witness a special
And it's
moment,
like we
but
cool, but like I'm
yeah.
not gonna pay for it. And that's the thing too. If we're on the same, I think that's the issue. Like, if we're on the same page about the level of relationship,
Right.
I don't think it's a problem. I think people who may think they're closer to you than they are may feel some type of way, and that
Yeah, so you're
like
saying no, 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 maybe I'm misunderstanding. So you're saying there was a reception, but they only invited you to the ceremony?
okay, so they didn't. That's how I took it. They didn't say that, but
No,
that's how
I
I
don't
took
think
it.
there was a
But
reception.
I've okay in real life, I've heard of both.
Oh, where they invited you to the ceremony but
Yes,
not the reception?
yes, I've heard of that.
Oh, child, please. I ain't putting down my clothes for all of that. If I ain't close enough to go to the reception, that's okay. It's
But then
nothing
you just said
personal.
so then, but
No,
why
but
does
if
it
I
change
thought
though?
that the person
But
just
why does
had
it
a
change? But
ceremony
why does it change? Why does it change?
because it's different. So you're
Why?
picking a whole. No,
But
well,
why does that change it for you? You just said
actually,
you
it
don't need to be fed
doesn't.
anyway. If you care,
It
why does it change
doesn't
it for you?
because sometimes you just be going to dinner with your close family. the groom's family or your close friend. So you may have other friends that, you can only afford or whatever. Well, I
I
mean,
just know
I
this,
would pay for my dinner if
and
I went with them.
some people, I think
I would pay for my
the
dinner.
person I'm talking about, some people did say that I will
I
give
would
you
pay for
that
my dinner.
if
Mhm.
because 9 times out of 10, that's the reason. It's just
It is.
it's so
It
much
is.
ahead to have, and
I
we
definitely pay
can't
for
do
my
it.
dinner. If a nice couple that's trying to be married, but they want people to witness their joy, but
But it's like
can't
we can't
afford
afford
it.
a whole reception of
And
people.
I totally see that.
Cause that's where the money coming, y'all. It ain't the
I
rest
think
of the
they
money.
need to have more weddings like that
The
personally.
money comes in with that.
Yeah.
It's the
Oh my God, the
food,
food.
it's the amount of drinks you have to have, alcohol you
Yeah.
have to have,
The event place,
the
if you
event
have
places,
the
how many
event.
people. That's where the
Yeah,
money
that's where the money
is being
is.
spent. And
So,
it's off of this
yeah.
um the content creator, that chick Angel, she works with Kev on Stage, if y'all know who I'm talking about. They spoke about their weddings one time, and her husband did this because he has a humongous family and she knows everybody. So their wedding, they said it was literally like 400 people, but they were like, yeah, I'll definitely come into the second part because who got money to feed 400 people?
No, that's out of the
They had
question.
like the cocktail thing at the church where everybody was. So you got some, little drink, little
Yeah,
sandwich, little this,
you could biddle.
but that was it. Like you weren't coming to the
Yeah,
second part.
yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
was, and it was that was
How
that.
many people did they have for the second part?
I don't know. I don't think they said, but they did say that. Yeah, they
Yeah.
like they said we pay for our wedding ourselves, and this is 20 years ago. They
No,
ain't
let's
now,
keep
so
it
it's like
real.
they were like,
You got to keep it
"Mm."
real. I'm not going into debt because it looks bad or you may be offended. No. Mm-mm. We have to keep it
And like
real,
I said,
real.
I do feel like it has to be the level of relationship. And the thing is, a lot of people are just coming. They don't even care about you getting married to that man. They are just coming because they want a night out, and that
Yeah.
ain't that's.
And a lot of people now will come to weddings and don't bring a gift.
I don't need a
Even
gift.
if
Send me
there is a
money. Send me
registry
money.
or
I
money.
don't need a
Okay,
reg.
let's say
Do the
money.
money.
Yeah.
More people are doing that actually. They say
Yeah.
forego a gift.
I think money is the key
Here's
because
our Zelle. Here's our
nowadays
cash app. Here's our this.
everybody got their toaster and their this and that.
Yeah, like we don't.
Don't need that. Just
You
need a
think
check.
I
Yeah.
need to pay off this? Give
Oh,
me the money to pay off this wedding, or pay off
yeah.
this honeymoon, or pay
Oh,
off whatever
yeah.
it may
Definitely.
be.
Definitely. So,
We just
yeah.
spent all this money and give me a toaster? No.
No. No, you don't need no toaster anyway. I mean, most people have that when they get married.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, this day is where everybody is living on their own a lot of the time,
Hmm.
or even living together a
And
lot
they're
of the
older.
time
Yeah.
before getting married is
Hmm.
at the, when getting married you used to go from your parents' house to a married house.
Exactly.
That's
So you
why you
had
had to have
nothing.
you had nothing.
Yeah.
That's why
No
you
furniture, no
so
cups,
that
no
was the whole
glasses.
point of having
Those
that type
days
of
are pretty
registry.
much
No, yeah,
over.
it's over.
So, what's
so,
the next one?
so the next one is so it says question time. What is the protocol for having guests, in parentheses family, stay with you? My brother stayed here for a week. I assume it was her brother and his family.
Okay.
Um, she said they've never visited us before, and we just paid for the entirety of groceries, including toddler who only eats non-perishables and gas for hours and hours of driving. My husband also cooked and cleaned.
Gas for hours of driving?
I guess wherever they were going to and from, they must not have no car, so driving them wherever they needed to go.
Okay.
Um, My husband also cooked and cleaned up after them for an entire week. Neither an ounce of help nor money offered for at least 2 tanks of gas and hundreds of dollars of groceries and meals out. She said, my husband took the week off of work for this and he felt like a servant the entire time. She said, I did complain because they were leaving wet towels everywhere and changing them daily. I'm not a maid service. And she said, I even did their laundry.
That's crazy. The
That
whole thing from beginning to end.
what's
It's
crazy about it
craziness.
to you?
Everything. Who are these people? Because that is unacceptable. I mean, on every front. I've had lots of people stay with
Mm,
me and I've never encountered anything like that.
mm,
That is absolutely abhorrent. He clearly didn't know, and it's his family. It,
no,
it doesn't really matter.
it's the woman's brother.
The woman's brother, but her husband took the week off.
I mean, it depends on people's jobs like
Right, it
that.
does. But no, that somebody should have spoke up.
I mean, she
This
said
is
she complained. She complained to them.
at what point?
She said, "I did complain because they were leaving wet towels everywhere
Yeah,
and
that's
changing them
towards the
daily."
end. In the beginning, nowadays, you gotta make it clear to people your boundaries. You guys come in here, just wanna let you know. you know,
I mean, you never
I'm gonna get
sometimes
food,
though,
but
but
this is the
you can only
bill.
you can only have boundaries that you can even think that people will like, sometimes you don't even know how people are going to act, and then they do start like,
That's true.
I would not think that somebody's gonna use a new towel every day staying at somebody's house. That's never something I would think is going to happen. So why would I think I need to
Yeah,
set that boundary before they I would
that's
never
true.
even think that's going
But
to
that's
happen.
the least
They're treating
though
it like
of
it's a
what happened
hotel
here.
where they change. No, to me, what's crazy, that's the most to me. That's the most. That's the most to me because that is actively treating this like a hotel. Hotel is the only place you go and they change towels daily. Nowhere else.
Sometimes I don't do it daily now. You have to
Yes.
ask.
They're the only that's the only place where that's even an
Yeah,
expectation.
that's
There's
crazy.
no expectation in any form, even because I can understand food gas, people not expect I can understand not having that expectation.
You bring your whole family
I'm
and
not
you
s
don't think that
I'm
you
not
should
saying
contribute?
that you shouldn't contribute. What I'm saying is I can understand a person not having that expectation, but there's nowhere in life except a hotel that you have an
To
expectation
know
of
you when you have enough
putting
towels to be
towel exactly,
changing.
putting towels on and change I that is only in a I've never that is a crazy that's
I
so
wouldn't have
crazy
enough towels for a family of four
to
to
keep
change their
changing every
towel
time.
every day for a
No.
week. I wouldn't.
No.
I mean, you're talking about what, 28 4 sevens, 28, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that to me is quite literally the only expectation of a hotel. So you really think that we're here to like no, that's crazy.
Especially as a sibling, somebody has to speak up quickly when they realize things are going
I mean, she
left.
never said when she spoke up, but she did say she
Hmm.
complained. Because even with the food and gas, like,
So,
what?
what's her question at the end of the day?
No. So what would you do? Like, what would you do if you were? It's not a question. What would you do? Like, if you were in this situation?
Yeah, yeah, that speak up.
Like, would you feel the type of way if this was
Well,
happening? Do you think she overreacted? Do you think she
no, she
underreacted?
did not overact at all. To me, she didn't react enough. But you've got to have people who are on the same mental wavelength that come and stay in your private space.
Mhm.
And it's a sibling, my guy. I mean, you figure, I know as crazy as my sibling is, you'd never expect to come and to change a towel every day.
Not that, but he respect everything, every goddamn thing else.
Thank you.
I'm
Eh,
saying that's a bad example. For anybody that know that man, that's a bad example. Because he gonna expect everything else. So I would actually rather you
but is he gonna get it? No, he ain't.
but I don't even want to deal with that.
But um that sounds like crazy. That's a crazy. And I would let them know, I really thought that this was, I'm disappointed. Blah blah blah. I let them know. I let
But
my brother know.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's a part of me, certain expectations to be had. I don't know.
What?
There's a certain part of me of like, if I'm letting somebody stay at my house or I invited them to stay at my house, I don't really expect you to like pay for
No,
things.
I don't.
So it's like
I don't expect you to pay for food. No, I don't.
I
I
can get
really,
maybe
really
the
don't.
gas because I am very big on like I'm not inconvenient. Like I'm not just about to be. I'm not an Uber. I don't even like to drive
I mean,
myself.
I first of all, I would
So
I
that's
would
just
say, are you guys
to
renting a
get fine.
car? What's
Yeah.
the situation? So I would preempt that situation
But I'm
to
big on
see
that though
what
because
the expectation
I'm not
is.
doing that.
But I really don't expect you to buy food per
Yeah.
se. I don't.
But the car thing is really big for me because I don't like to drive. So I don't like to drive myself. Let alone so that to me is already like a
Yeah,
thing
I
that
I
I
don't
would
even
think
know how to
about.
approach that because I've never had anything close to that situation. So,
But
um, no.
or sometimes you just underestimate things. Like you think it's not gonna
Yeah,
be as much as
and
it is
people are
going to be.
assholes,
Yeah.
even
And take
especially those we're
advantage.
related to.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
So yeah, I don't know. Interesting.
very
I
interesting.
would like to know what she didn't have it. I would like to know what like the brother said in response.
Hmm.
Like what was his reaction? Like
Yeah,
was it an apology? Was it a defensiveness? Was it a
yeah, or
oh I
yeah, you know how people
understand
can
or
be.
just
Hmm.
I do wonder what was said once
Right,
complained.
right, right.
But, yeah, no. And then next we are gonna do Am I the A-hole? That's another couple
Interesting,
one,
huh?
yeah.
Hmm.
So am I the a-hole for calling off my wedding after my fiance bought a house with his mom? Okay.
Hmm.
So me, 28 female, and my fiance, 30 male, have been together 5 years. We were planning our wedding for this fall and had been talking for years about our future with kids, finances, buying a house together. We had a whole plan to save up, find something we both loved, and make it our own. This was talked about a lot. Well, turns out he already bought a house, but not with me, with his mom. And he didn't even tell me he was looking. Apparently, she found the perfect place and convinced him to split it with her because she didn't want to rent anymore. So now instead of us planning our future together, he's financially tied to his mother, who's going to be living there full time. I just stared at him like, what the F?
Mm.
And when I asked where I fit into all this, he goes, "Oh, well, you can move in too, of course." Like I'm supposed to be thrilled to live in a house with his that live in a house his mom picked out, partially owns, and is just there all the time. He also admitted he did it because I was taking too long to save and his mom offered him a faster way to own
And
something.
he didn't figure he needs to mention that.
I was
Okay.
so shocked and pissed. I told him I needed space. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized I can't marry someone who thinks this is normal. So I called off the wedding, and now his whole family is blowing up my phone saying I'm being dramatic, that it's just a house, and that I'm overreacting because we can still live together. Even my own parents are saying canceling the whole wedding is extreme. Like, am I losing my mind? Am I the a hole, or is this a big, giant red flag?
It's a giant red flag, and people don't want you to call off a wedding because it's a wedding, but it's a marriage. And if he doesn't see anything wrong with the fact that he didn't even share with her that he was about to buy
Mm-hmm.
the most major purchase somebody will make
Mm-hmm.
in their life with his mom while they're planning their life together, something is diabolically wrong with the relationship.
Would you end the relationship in its totality?
Yes, I would.
Would you want to try therapy?
No, no, mm, I wouldn't. But that's me. You know me, all or nothing.
I think,
But I wouldn't be getting married, that's for sure. I may,
but
acquiesce to
it
some
would.
therapy, but I wouldn't be getting
It
married.
depends on when this is written. It depends on how far out the wedding
She said this fall.
is. I don't know when she wrote this. She could have said
She
this
said we're
fall.
planning our
She
wedding
could.
this fall, so it's in the same year.
I understand, but
Mhm.
there's a difference if we're talking July versus January.
It
There's
doesn't
a
matter.
difference.
You know you're getting married in the fall.
I understand, but mommy, the time. Why I'm saying that is January to October is a hell of a lot different than August to October.
The point is, he went and made a
I
major
understand
purchase
that.
with his
What
mother.
I'm why I'm saying the time matters is because I'm in this mindset of I'm not just gonna camp. I'm not gonna do that in one fell
Oh, you're
swoop.
talking about the wedding.
Yes,
Oh,
mommy. What
okay.
else did you? What? That's what I'm
I'm
talking
thinking
about.
about the fact that, he bought the house in January when he was getting married in November, and you're
No,
saying that there's
no,
some
no, 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 no.
differential with that.
I'm saying,
Okay, in terms
depending
of
on when this
okay,
happened, it could
right.
even be versus when the wedding is.
Well,
What
right.
is the
If there was
time
a
frame in
well, I said
between?
I would do if he insisted
You
or
didn't say you was doing counseling, girl. You said no. You
I
just said no. I don't know where you
well,
never gave an
I'm
alternative. You
dialing
said
it back
no.
a bit.
You said
I'm
no.
saying I'm dialing it back. I'm being a little rational.
I literally said, "Would you do counseling?" You
Uh,
said no.
yeah.
I said you wouldn't even try
He
counseling.
knew exactly what he was doing. He kept it a secret.
I didn't say that. I
Then
didn't,
he went and made a major
mommy.
purchase.
What I'm
Those are
saying,
major
I'm
infractions.
not saying they aren't. What I'm at. That's why I asked, would you do their couples therapy?
If he acts and he seemed, genuinely, you know,
Willing to like,
willing
yeah,
to address the
yeah.
situation, mitigate the damage, so
Hmm.
to speak.
But why I say that is because if the wedding is 2 months, then I probably really have no choice but to cancel it because it's
Right.
too close of a
Too
time to the
close. Or
infraction.
postpone it, whatever it is.
It's too
Yeah.
close of a time to the infraction for
Yeah.
to even be a
Yeah.
case. But if it happened in January and we don't get married to October,
You have
things
time.
can and
Mhm.
I wouldn't necessarily have canceled it because things
Mhm.
could be I don't know what they could
Could
be in
change
10
or
months.
could
Yeah,
not.
exactly.
But I'm
But
not
we have
getting
way
married to save
but
face.
we have way
No way
more
we are.
wiggle room to do
Mhm.
something if it's 10 months versus 3. So that's why I said the timeline
Mm-mm.
matters. You can get over something in 10 months a hell of a lot than 3, or we could even
Right.
be better. Like there's so many things that can happen in that time frame. So I do think we have to be I don't know how quick she was, like with the time frame. Like we do have to be careful not being hasty now. Um
Oh,
and that's
I
not
can't say I blame her, but it's okay.
hasty in terms of an announcement. I'm not saying you can't feel that way.
Yeah,
I'm
but in
not saying it is,
announcing the
but if you
finality of
are
the
going to, if
situation.
you're gonna tell everybody that this wedding is canceled, it better be canceled.
Mhm,
That's what I mean by that.
mhm.
Because then what if y'all make up in a month and now what the wedding back? And now everybody gotta be make
That's
sure
okay.
I'm not saying that, but I'm just
Mhm.
saying if you really also don't want people in your business because if you can I don't even have to know your business, but if I was invited to a wedding, it got canceled, and it got back on.
You be like,
What
"What up?
happened?
What up?" Well, you almost owe an
like
explanation, you know what I mean?
and I'm saying be sure before you just announce to people that something like that is off. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, most definitely.
So
You've gotta be sure. It can't be a
that's what I'm
knee-jerk
saying. So
reaction.
walk through
Yeah. No, you
the
have to have a discussion.
things,
After you're calmed down, you have to have a discussion and said, in view of everything and the way you continue to feel.
but I don't know if they really had a real discussion because she said I was so shocked and pissed. I told him I needed space,
Well, how
and the
much
more I thought about it, the more I realized I can't marry someone who thinks this is normal. So she called off the wedding. I do
mm.
think his initial reaction wasn't good, but that's because everybody's gonna defend what they do, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know how much
Oh,
time
really?
yes.
Even in light of that level of infraction?
In the moment when people do things, they don't
Oh,
think what
yeah,
they're
you
doing
can
is
you
wrong.
can move into and you'll be just be, the little bitchy what?
What I'm saying is, mommy, whether
The
I'm
nerve.
not saying it was right, but what I'm saying is
Mm.
a lot of people will defend things that they really there are sometimes you don't really see this sometimes you do need a counselor. That's my
No,
point.
I agree.
It's not just there's plenty of situations where people view things completely differently.
That's
So
true.
you had like
But we need to
so
know
what I'm
more.
saying
Was he
is
opening to counseling? Was that suggested?
I don't think it was
Was
suggested. That's
that
my point. I'm saying I think that's what should have been
well,
done. That's my
I'm sure
opinion
she would
on
have
it.
had to have a discussion with him before canceling the wedding.
Why? Just tell people you cancel it. You have that discussion before you break up with them. No, you tell them you done. It doesn't have to be a discussion.
I'd imagine that there's a wedding that they would.
She said, "I was so shocked and pissed. I told him I needed space, and the more I thought about it, the more I realized I can't marry somebody who thinks like this. So I called off the wedding.
That day?
I don't think it was that day, but I don't think it was necessarily like that much
Right.
after.
Yeah, there should have been a
And it doesn't
discussion.
seem that it
Cause
was
that's
a.
big. So there should have been a discussion.
And I think there should have been the counseling in life. Forget this even this scenario.
Counseling only helps if both parties are amenable to counseling. He could have thought he did nothing wrong.
Just because
So even if
I,
she said,
you can think you did nothing wrong and still be open to counseling if that means saving your marriage
"He's-
or saving your relationship. You think everybody that went to counseling both you think everybody
no,
was
no, no,
you
but
think
a
everybody
lot
thought
of
they were
people
doing something
double
wrong?
down.
Yes, and then that to me now I can make a final choice. But
Okay.
I need to see that you really don't like I need like
Because there was
yeah.
no apology there at any point from him.
But that was to my point. If you've only had one discussion, the one discussion was right when it happened. It's not you in any scenario. That's not usually the best conversation of any situation.
Mm,
Was right when things happen is not usually the best thing. Even your reaction, even somebody's initial reaction, be like, "I'm finna leave." How many reactions are that? But then the more you give things time, he's like, "Okay, now we're calmer. Now I'm trying to really like understand." People like we all know them first knee jerk reactions are usually terrible.
yeah, that's true.
Either somebody's trying to defend or you're upset and
I
it's
would
just like
like to
that.
think, though, that she didn't make that decision in a day or two, and
I
or
don't think it was a day or
without
two. I would say
and
it
or
was at
without
max 2 weeks.
discussions with him.
It sounds like it was weeks, not a month even.
And he didn't come back to her in those 2 weeks at any point
She
to try and
said,
save his
I
relationship.
told him I needed space, and the more I thought about it, I realized I can't marry someone who thinks
So
it's
what was he
normal.
thinking about? Cause he didn't come to her.
Well, she didn't say that. Whether or not we have to, I'm talking about what she said. She said she told him she needed space, and the more she thought about, it, she called it off. That's what
There's
she
more
said
to
happened.
it.
She didn't say
Got to be more
she
to
didn't
it.
say he this is and that. She would have said. I mean, I'm just saying. Like I think she was a tad hasty. That's all I'm gonna
She
say.
could have been,
I'm not saying the wedding
and
should
I
be
can't
on.
blame her because I probably would have done the same
What
thing
she's
at
on
28. Yep, I would.
28.
I was 28, and some
28.
man did that crap.
28.
Yeah,
It's a little too. We're getting too old now to be like I'm young. Like
I probably would have called it off. I mean, initially, especially if he didn't come back to me with,
we're no, we don't know. We're just taking that word. We don't know that.
and there has to be other things
What's the
for me to make.
other
Like
things?
if he came back and said, that was out of pocket, da 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 da, and we really have a really deep discussion as to change. You've got to change the trajectory of your whole relationship when if he feels comfortable in dealing with stuff like that.
I would also like to know cultures as well.
Mm,
No, that plays a
big
humongous
part,
part in
big
something like
part.
that.
Yeah,
It plays a
it does.
humongous part in something
It
like that.
does because especially in
I
African
was just
culture.
about to say that's an African man, baby. That is normal.
Especially
This
in
is
African
normal.
culture,
This is normal. This is so regular.
mama
This
rule.
is so
Mhm,
normal. This is so regular.
mhm.
That's what I mean by some people really like seriously. They do not understand what you are saying. Like
And if it was an African woman, she probably wouldn't be so
yeah.
knee jerk to do that.
And we don't know, they didn't say, but
Mhm.
I would like to know that piece. If
Yeah,
they're both
I'm
American
sure
or both this or
they're
whatever
not. They're
cultures are.
trust me, they're
I
both
don't
not
feel like it.
American.
I don't
Oh
feel like
no,
that. Based on that,
no,
I don't think
no,
so
no
either.
way, no.
It's giving the
Uh-huh.
first thing I thought was that he's an African man
African.
because and that's so normal. Like
Mm-hmm.
y'all, other parts of the country, parents love it. It's so regular.
It
It's the
really
most
is.
regular thing that happens. It's not a big deal.
It
It's
really
nothing.
is. Mhm.
Like plenty of people go live in the parents' house. Like
It's
they don't
nothing
get them to
big.
go buy another house. They go live in the one like and
Mhm.
it's
Yeah, just live where it's best to live, really. And it's not looked on as my house, your
no,
house thing.
it's
Everybody
just the
just kind of lives
house.
together
Yeah.
with a mutual
So
respect,
depending on all
So
like just
it's
depending on that,
definitely
he could genuinely be like, I don't know what like you're so upset about.
that's true. I mean, there are some Jamaican men who do the same thing too.
So what I mean by like people thinking they're right doesn't necessarily mean that they're just always being defensive. Now a lot of
Or
times
that they don't care
men
about,
now I will say men in general I do think be more defensive than anything. But in general, in this particular situation with a parental house, I would like to know cultures and norms because I just know there are a lot of places in the world where that is a cultural norm.
because he's probably also thinking, I own half, so
Yes.
you're
So
with
we own
me,
out. Yes.
right? Um, but that whole thing with the mother title renting, it's not like she's retiring and she's older.
Well, I mean,
So
she has to be something relatively older to the point she's closer to retirement than she isn't. If he's
yeah, but
30,
she's not ailing.
probably not. But I mean,
Mm.
if he's 30, she's probably at
And it
least.
depends on the relationship that she probably had with his mother too.
I mean, yes, for sure, all of these things
Yeah,
matter.
all of these things matter.
But
It really does.
if he's 30, she's probably at bare minimum 50.
55, yeah. Mhm.
If I had been renting it all the way to 50, I'd be tired of renting too. You done rented all the way to 50? It's a long time to be renting.
Yeah,
It's a long time to be renting. So
yeah.
I don't think
And
that's
did
a
they get the house? Did he get the house with the idea that himself and his wife will live there, or did he just put his name on it
no,
to facilitate his
I
mother?
think the idea is that we'll all live there.
Why wasn't she involved in the
Yes.
purchase?
I don't disagree with you, but I do think it is something for counseling, not just an immediate the wedding is
Okay.
off. That's all I'm saying. And if he really was just not
Oh,
understanding,
that's something
then
we
that's
would have to
different.
address in a
Yes, for
deep
sure. But
format
that's why I think even a counselor is
before
needed
even going
because we're
further.
also now speaking different languages. Y'all,
Mhm.
people are from different things, different backgrounds, different lives. Y'all could be saying the same thing and it is meaning two different things. And
And they
that is
generally
important.
don't understand why
And
you're
that is
upset.
why it's so important to get counseling. It has nothing to do with problems. The point
Mm-mm.
is we live in life and world in different regions. Just in America alone, two words you're saying mean completely different
In
things.
America and Atlanta.
Like just even look at the simple words of down south we say soda, in the Midwest they say pop. If you had never heard that, what are you talking about this
Mhm.
pop? Like, what are you talking about? Like, you're confusing me. Like, pop, what? Like, you would be so confused. Think of, but we're both just talking about the same thing, and it's not even that big of a
It's
deal.
true.
But if you don't
It's not a
address and
big
if you don't
deal.
try to understand
Stand.
first before
A lot of
defending,
times people
you
just you
if
just
you
don't try
just
to
take the opportunity to
understand.
understand, you'd be like, oh, you're just talking about, oh, girl, it's just like,
And that's why
like
I
you make
love
things
to
bigger.
travel and I love to experience different cultures because you just realize that It's just a different way of doing
Yeah,
things, but it really
it's all the
is
same.
all the
But
same.
if we don't take time to understand, then we get confused, we get defensive, we don't
Mhm.
understand. We think somebody's doing something to us. We always feel slighted rather than what
What
are
do you
they
do
think? Yeah, like
mean?
what do you mean
Yeah,
by
it's
that?
very
And a
true.
lot of things can be solved by if you just ask somebody, what do you mean by like what do you mean by that when you
Yes.
say that? Like what do you
Yeah.
mean by that?
I mean, I've had that experience
Yes.
heavily being an
Yeah,
immigrant
but
to this
yes, you'd be like
country.
when you say something, be like,
Uh-huh.
what do you mean? Like when you say that, like what are you
You
talking
know,
about?
and it really makes you a lot you you know, you're not quick to
Yes.
judge, and you just have to take time to understand and be understood, you know?
Or culture, there are things
And not
that
think that
if
your way is the only way, because there are many ways to get to the same kind of idea.
yeah,
Yeah.
and just different things really mean just different things in different places, and you have to try to understand where people may be
Mhm.
coming from.
Always.
And if we've gotten to the point, we've been dating for 5
That's a long
years,
time.
we're getting married.
It's got to be
I wouldn't make that decision
it's got
lightly.
to be
Like
a plus
you've been in this
to,
whole thing for 5 years. I'm not
yeah,
saying that means, but it's worth a bit more of a
investigating. Yeah,
trying.
yeah, yeah. That's
That's all
true.
I'm saying. If I made the choice that I feel like you were the person I would like to marry,
Mhm.
I don't end anything that lightly of like, oh, it's just all off now.
That's, yeah. You're absolutely right.
So that's
Mhm.
just like my only thing. She didn't give a
She
timeline
just
of
had a
when
knee-jerk
she
reaction,
didn't give a
which
timeline
I
from when
understand because, you know,
you would.
I've gone through that, but
She didn't give a timeline from when it happened to when she uh
canceled the wedding.
yes, but it didn't seem like that long of
Mm.
a time.
No.
So yeah, I
And I hope it
just
wasn't a decision just made totally alone without further discussion. 'Cause that's the part, you know.
well, I mean, I don't know if she talked to anybody because she said everybody is like, girl. So
It was a
she
knee-jerk
said her
reaction.
family, his family, everybody's
I
like,
figure
girl.
it was quicker than, yeah, quicker than, you know, we thought. Yeah.
And also everybody really don't see even her own family is like, girl, it ain't really that big of a deal. Like people really do see things differently, like truly.
Especially if it's a nice house where you have your part and mama got her part. Hey.
Well, that ain't really the problem. We all know the problem was
Mhm.
just the lack of communication. That's what it's all boiled
It
down
really
to.
boiled
Was
down
just
to
the
the
lack of
lack of communication.
communication.
Yeah.
And you got to decide: is that a reoccurring thing? Is this
And
the
you know, men can be so dumb because
yes?
he
He really
probably
sounded like this is
really
such a
thought,
goddamn problem. What
yeah,
is
he
that
probably
big
thought,
deal
oh,
to
the great surprise, you know. They have
ask?
to
Yeah,
think about,
I'm
they're not
solving a
thinking about
problem. We're trying to
decorating and
say, but we already
choosing
got it
houses.
down.
They don't care, you
Yeah,
know.
now we don't got to say as much because my mom didn't
They
have it.
got
We'll
their
just do this.
PlayStation and
Yeah.
their gaming chair. They happy, so you
But
know.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
knee
just
jerk. More discussion needed.
and also, is this a pattern?
You're right.
Is this the first time there's really been this lack of communication? Or has there been other things that you let go because they weren't necessarily that big of a deal, but there has been a pattern of lack of communication? Because then I think that's different as well.
Counseling,
I-
counseling,
But if this was
counseling,
the first time
counseling.
he really did something so like, what?
Regardless, counseling,
No, but that makes a
counseling.
difference. People with a pattern and you've discussed something with them several times, it's a
Mm-hmm.
little different.
Right.
That's the issue.
Mm-hmm.
Versus like somebody doing something for the first time
First
and
time
then you're
that's out
like,
of pocket.
what like
No,
what's
you
going
wouldn't
on?
crucify them for,
Yeah, like
you
what like
know,
why do you think
yeah,
like
an
so
indiscretion.
but with
Life is too precious and partnerships are too precious for you to write them off
and they are
because,
hard, by the way.
yeah,
Maintaining
they're
any
hard.
relationship is
It's
a little
hard.
difficult.
It really is.
Like name it's easy.
Well, I hope they sorted it out.
Yes. And now we're gonna do our segment Heart to Heart, where we ask each other a question using the Let's Get Deep cards. And we'll use these until we run out. So when I do these cards, I've been trying to do like one fun one serious one. I'm gonna try and keep that theme going.
Mm-hmm.
Just because everything about me so serious
Oh, it doesn't have to
or
be.
so feelings and like I don't know. Hopefully, this will. If you don't talk to your mom about certain stuff, maybe this will make you talk to them, or vice
Mm-hmm.
versa, about uncomfortable conversations.
Yeah, which, you know, that's the good thing. I feel I can talk to you about just about anything,
Hmm
you know. Um, yeah, probably more than, yeah, for real. It's crazy, but it's true.
You go first.
Okay, my first question is, what do you like best about your life and what do you like least?
I like my life. There's a few areas I would. beef up
tweak.
a bit, yeah.
Mhm,
But in general, I like my life. I have great
mhm.
friends, great family. I'm employed, not broke. I live very, like, just very like, I live very free, like, I'm not too worried about too many different things that, like, have
Mhm,
extreme external stressors or anything
mhm.
like that, so my life is pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Um, I would say probably living on my own, truthfully. Living on my own now for 2 years. It's a very good, like, autonomous feeling. It's probably what I
Mhm.
like best
And you're
about
an
my life.
autonomous person, so
Um, just like being able to do what I want.
mhm, when you
Uh,
want, listen to what you want, hear
so,
noise when you want to, not hear noise when you
yeah.
don't.
So, like, I do be in here talking to myself a lot, though. I
Mhm.
was like, it has increased when you live alone. My god. I feel like a little crazy recently. But I'm like, I live with nobody, like, what am I supposed to do? So, I will say, sometimes it's a lot of that. What I like least about my life, probably that I'm not in a serious relationship for real.
Mhm.
But, like, I have no control over that.
Yeah.
So,
Timing is everything, and
yeah.
God knows that timing, and for the right
Everything
person,
that's in my
'cause you don't have
control,
time for
I
the
pretty
rubble.
everything that's in my control that doesn't involve anybody else, I'm fine. Everything that involves other people is the only thing that I want.
Well, we never control anything that involves other people.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Those are the only areas in
Mhm.
my life where I'm like,
Yeah.
that I would like some improvement in, but I don't control that entire aspect. So it's
Mhm.
just like it is what it is.
Right.
Um, so yeah, I'll probably just say that.
Mhm.
And that I'm also like I'm young, so like this is not that serious. But I just really feel like I'm meant to be in charge. So that really bothers me
She just felt that way from
sometimes.
day one.
But also my
Okay. She was born the second, on the third. She felt she should have been in charge. So we know this.
yeah, I feel like I'm just meant for a bigger role professionally,
Mhm.
and I really hope to
And
achieve
that's
that
coming.
soon.
Oh my God, yes.
Like I don't even I like my workplace. I like the people. Like everything is fine. I just would like a up.
Well, of
So
course. Well, that's where we're going.
yeah, that's all. But
That's where
again,
we're going,
that
and
requires the company and the people.
the
Like it's
process
all of that.
and the
Like that's what I'm saying. So those
patience.
again involve a whole bunch of other
Mhm.
things that I don't have control over. And then a
Mhm.
man, I can't build them, so it is
Mhm.
what it
No,
is.
not yet. Anyway,
So
Chat GPT man, do a thing.
so
Mhm.
literally the two areas are things that really have a lot
You
to
have
do with
no
other
control.
people.
Mhm.
So that's really it, which is
Mhm.
very on par
Those
for
other things
myself.
are God's timing, and
Yeah.
you know.
I just do my best to try and whatever I can do to attract what I would like. That's what
Yeah,
I do.
that's what it is. So I'm supposed to answer
Mhm.
it too. What do I like best about my life? I like where I am mentally. I'm at peace. I'm accepting of, learned to be accepting of things that I have no control over. And I just work on being a better me every day. I really don't stress. I don't take joy in saying I'm stressed. Um, and that's, I like where I have grown, to be, you know. I just take it in stride and I feel overwhelmed. I leave it to the good Lord, like genuinely. I pray and find that peace, find that calm within me. I'm able to self regulate better than I ever have before and not be so influenced by what people do or not do, or say or not say. And I like that. You know, I like that I have a very good self regulating ability. That has definitely come with age.
So what do you like the least?
What do I like least about life is the aches and pains of getting
I
older.
knew you were gonna say something else. I knew you were gonna say
It's like, what the heck? This shit ain't cute, you know. And the this and the, trying to make sure that my quality of life
Mhm.
remains as high as it can physically. So that means the chiropractor, that means the acupuncturist, that means, cognizant of stretching and my classes and movement or not too much movement so that you don't stress it. It's a balancing act that's just a full-time job. But it's got to be done because old girl got to be on point. So, I'm just praying for God's grace because at the end of the day, I don't control, if I end up with a chronic illness. I don't with the best intentions in the world. So just praying for God's grace and God's guidance through it all and doing the best that I can without obsessing. But yeah, Father Time is undefeated and very mean. So that's what I'll actually say about my life at this point.
So my question, we're
Mhm.
getting a little risque.
Hmm.
What's your biggest sexual fantasy?
Lord of mercy. Lord of
Sip
mercy.
mercy.
My biggest sexual fantasy. Suppose it's not a fantasy. Listen, it
Okay,
happened.
girl.
Why do you look so restless?
Because you're
Uh,
just chatting. What's
you don't know my
Unfortunately, I do. So,
life.
so
My
what's
biggest
your
sexual
fantasy?
fantasy. I want to join the Mile High Club. I don't
Okay.
know how that's going to happen. That would have to be like a first class private plane situation.
It has to be one of those flights that have the beds.
Yeah, with nobody around us.
Well, you,
Well, under the
well,
covers.
yeah, you can't care too much about all that.
Girl.
You can't, you can't care about that if you're gonna do the Mile High Club. There's a part
Oh,
of you
so
that has
therefore
to
I
not
would need
care.
first class long distance travel because that's the ones that have the
Yeah.
beds. First class international travel Mile High Club.
Yeah,
That's my fantasy.
yeah, but there's a part of you can't care about the other people around.
No, I really don't. I don't care about at this point in my life.
But
Like what? What? Look and learn.
look and learn.
Look and learn, my guy.
You ain't gonna be learning
Mm.
nothing because the covers will be on. But no, you can't. Now we're getting into like charges. Like we can't. Yeah.
Charges.
Public
Elder abuse.
indecency. Like we can't.
If they saw some man with me, they'd be like charging him for elder abuse.
No, because y'all look the same age.
Okay.
It would just be public indecency for both
Oh,
of
that
y'all.
part.
That's what I mean by charge. Like
I
no.
tell him it's physical therapy
Like,
recommended by my
and then there might,
physician.
there's minors. We have to cover
Okay, that's the
We have
cover.
to
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
legal
Yeah,
ramifications.
yeah, yeah. And people filming nowadays at the drop of a
Yes.
hat.
Oh, they will be
Then
filming. They'll
I
film you
would be,
even under the
I'd
building.
be
They're gonna know who it is, but
viral.
they will film you. But
Yeah,
it's
no, I
only a
don't want to be
part-time
viral
show.
like that. That's for sure.
Um,
And you, ma'am?
my number one has always been at like an extremely fancy restaurant, like where they have the bathroom that even has like the attendant
Uh
outside
huh.
locking the door
Right.
and having sex in the bathroom.
Oh, that can be arranged.
I haven't been to a restaurant that fancy.
Oh, that can be arranged. All those things
But
can be arranged.
yeah, and then people like toward the end be like, "Hello, is somebody in there? We need to use the bathroom.
And
Hello."
you're in there going, Jesus!
No. Then you just slightly walk out. When they go to get the manager. Yes.
What would be good also is like meeting at a fancy restaurant and the two of you acting like you don't know each other, but you're
People
picking
definitely
up each
do.
other and like you're naked under the trench or in
I
a
definitely want to do a trench coat in general. Not even
yeah,
that, but I
or
want to do a
with
trench
a
coat in
lingerie
general.
under the trench.
I would say top three are the bathroom, the trench coat, and an elevator.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I never thought about the elevator. Huh. Being at my age, just never know. Like a quick jolt in the elevator and throw my goddamn back out.
I don't. I mean, that can happen whether sex or not. I suppose.
Yeah, but it depends on positioning
A
and
lot
all
of
that.
you would be standing up. You're not laying down on the elevator floor. Like this is like wham bam. Like this
Oh,
is
wham
just the
bam. Oh,
excitement is
Lord.
literally the whole excitement ain't even like even the actual
It's
act.
in the
It's just
quickness
the
of it all.
yeah, and
Yeah.
like oh the people we can get caught. What if
Okay.
the dings? Oh, we gotta hurry. Normal. We aren't
No,
doing anything.
uh-huh.
Like it has to be
Right.
like
Okay.
that's what makes it fun. It ain't the actual P and B
No, it's not. No.
because that
No.
happens with every like sir.
So we will work towards these goals.
What are your more local ones? Because the plane is like specific.
um, probably the elevator. Probably the elevator. I mean, I probably experienced most of my fantasies,
Whatever those are.
whatever those are. But yeah, probably the elevator. I'm blushing still.
Girl, it's the most human experience. That's how we all
Oh,
are
it is. So that don't mean I don't get blushy. I'm just a girl.
here. Well, that's a wrap.
Yeah. On that note,
You guys should ask your mothers what their sexual
yes,
fantasy
yeah. See what they
is.
come up with.
She
'Cause maybe
might.
those old
Hey,
heads can teach you a thing or two.
I don't know if that's this case, but there might be a case where your mama do get down. So ask her.
Especially the mamas nowadays, boy.
Shout not even these mamas nowadays. Back in the day, they just ain't say nothing. Now they
Oh,
just freak
exactly.
and they
Now
don't
they're
care.
free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
um. But yeah, remember to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And turn on the post notifications so you're notified every time we post.
Hmm.
Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. That's where we post all the clips, any announcements with the podcast, anything like that. And remember, we're dropping now every Wednesday, not Monday, every Wednesday. So be on the lookout for that. When you see the clips, like, comment, repost, all of that gets us shared. We're not, I think, 44 subscribers, so we're almost close to
Hmm.
50. So
Hmm.
we're rolling, we're rolling.
They'll have sense for
Um,
it.
you can also listen to this podcast on Spotify and Apple. Um, so yeah, thank y'all for watching, and we
Thank you
will
all.
catch y'all next time.
Keep cool.
Bye.
Bye.